Well, as my career progressed, probably the last sort of 13, 14 years, I have specifically focused on cold cases. So that's really looking at historic cases for new opportunities. So these can be brand new, fresh opportunities using advanced tools such as DNA, or it can be that the police have had some new information about a case and you need to test whether or not that information could be applied or whether it's appropriate. So you're looking at it with a fresh pair of eyes, looking for new opportunities. And out of all those types of cases, I've looked at a number of high-profile homicides. So some of the big names which have come back to be looked at. And something else that I've also been very heavily involved with is local and national projects looking at large-scale sex offence projects. So this is where police forces have decided to leave no stone unturned. They start methodically looking at historic sex offences and what materials there might be retained, whether or not there are any DNA opportunities. It's very often the case that there's very limited paperwork left because nobody had the crystal ball back in those days. Nobody knew what DNA might be able to do. And so we're very much relying on some of these byproducts of the original examination. So, for example, if in certain cases we maybe will create a microscope slide of some staining, and that will be uniquely labelled and sealed, and it's stayed in the archive ever since. Not because we knew what was coming, but I think just because we were scientists and we didn't want to throw anything away. And that's been absolutely brilliant. So we've been able to go back to a lot of that type of material and re-examine it, and we're able to get DNA profiles. I chose Bradford University because of the course, really. I wanted a course that gave me the chance to do a year out in industry. I wanted it to be science-based, but particularly human biology and no plants. I didn't want to do anything to do with plants, but human biology with the option of a year out, which meant that I could just explore options for sort of careers in the future. I was also at that point really interested in forensic science, even though nobody really at school had heard of it, and it wasn't as well known as it is today. So Bradford really had that opportunity for me. I also knew one of my friends who'd gone to Bradford University and done the same course. It was a new course. I think our year was something like the 4th or 5th year intake, so it was only just about to have its first graduates, and it all sounded really exciting. So yeah, Bradford was for me. The opportunities at the university were great because I was actually, as well as the course itself, I was really very, very quiet, very, very shy when I started at university. I came from a small seaside town in Devon. It wasn't just about the academic side. I mean, I had plenty of support with the tutors, and I remember my dissertation in my final year was it did feel like a real slog at the time, but it was a real achievement at the end of that. But all through that time, as well as the sort of tutor side of things, it was the learning about life and learning how to, just growing up a bit and gaining some confidence, making new friends, joining societies and clubs, and having the courage to do something that you've never done before. Okay, my 4 years in Bradford really helped with my career, not just in terms of the placement, which was clearly invaluable to me in understanding what being a forensic scientist is all about, but also the background knowledge, the actual science, the core science information. It was a biology-based degree, so all of that background knowledge really helped. And the process of writing reports and writing dissertations and being able to articulate things. We had to do a number of presentations, and of course that's a key thing in being a forensic scientist. You have to be able to explain things to a jury so that they understand it. So all of those different aspects of my course were really useful for me in my career.